Hey, what's going on, my friend? It is Chris Harrell, the sales coach and the marketing superman. And I'm really excited about our next episode here in Kingdom Marketing Secrets with Chris Harrell. You know, it's very rarely that I bring on special guests, but I met this powerful young lady here recently at a mastermind event out in Clearwater Beach, Florida, or one of our mentors programs, Myron Golden, and she really stood out to me. Right. And so she really stood out to me. And so we got a chance to connect at this event. And I was like, hey, I love to bring you on, just, get to know more about you. You can share more about, what you're doing, the powerful things you're doing out there in the marketplace. And so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens. Here we are. So right now, guys, I'm really excited to introduce to you all Queen Nat C. Jones. I like saying queen kings and queens because we all kings and queens, But Queen Nat C. Jones, guys, she's here right now, live in the flesh. Nat, what's happening? Well, how you doing?
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. First of all, thank you so much for calling me a young lady. That meant a lot to me. It's been a minute. I appreciate that. But I'm glad to be here. Let's do it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, first thing I like to do, most of the time people do interviews, people come on and say, hey, tell us a little about your story, your background, where you grew up, all that kind of stuff. Listen, we're going to put the bio in the description, guys. So we're going to save a lot of time. We're going to right to the goods, all right, with this. And what I like to do is start off something a little different. So first thing I want to ask you, Nat, is tell us, tell everyone one fun fact about yourself.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
One fun fact about myself.
Wasn't expecting
It's
that.
so fun. It's so hard. I got to go through the whole Rolodex of fun characteristics about me. Um, One fun fact about myself is I shave my head probably every 6 years.
Hmm.
I get bored with one hairstyle, and I like to try different things, different colors. It's been Crayola red, it's been purple, now it's like a turquoise, and it's shaved on the
All right.
side.
Oh, it's looking
So
clean,
I
looking
do a
clean.
lot of expression, and I push the envelope a little bit because I am a professional. So I'm introducing a different type of look to corporate America and letting
Mm.
them know I may look like this, but I'm still a beast when it comes to business. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
something fun about me. I like to have fun with my hair.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I would agree. She said, I'm still a beast, y'all. And like I said, guys, you want to check out the bio. And plus, we're going to put all the links in there. And that's true. And one thing that when I was looking at everything, you sent over, and I saw one of your books, and that title really stood out to me. And that's the one that said, broke up with being broke.
Yeah.
Right. That really stood out to me. And this wasn't part of my questions, but when you just said that, it made me think about it. Just I love that title, broke up with being broke. And I think everybody
Mhm.
needs to break up with being, it's God, see, he hates divorce, but that's one thing I think God approves of,
Listen, yeah.
when you're broke. So tell us a little bit about that book. What inspired you to create that book, and how did you come up with that title? The title is fire. I mean, I'm just feeling
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Feeling
Myron like that title too. The Bible says what God put together, let no man put asunder. But if God didn't put it together, you can go ahead and put it asunder.
it.
Okay.
Mm.
So breaking up with being broke is about discarding the mentality of poverty
Mm.
and embracing a wealth kingdom mindset. And
Mm.
that was something that I did when I met my business coach. I was going through the process of trying to get out of this dysfunctional relationship with poverty that had been passed down from
Mm.
generation to generation. And it felt so normal to me, but I knew something was wrong. I mean, your relationship with money is very similar to your romantic relationships. Some of them are good, some of them are abusive,
Yeah.
and so I saw the parallel between that, and I felt like I was trying to get away from somebody who didn't want to let me go. So I had to be delivered.
Yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Got delivered, right?
I
Yeah,
got delivered.
see that's a deliverance ministry that we need to see in the church.
Listen,
That
don't
broke
get me
spirit.
started.
That's what. Yeah. We go deliver. So that's deliver folks from that poverty mindset, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So my book broke up with being broke. I just basically wrote down the process that I went through,
Mm.
letting go of that relationship with poverty and embracing. And then the sequel to that book was called Meet the Money of My Dreams. So the
Mm.
first book, Broke Up with Being Broke, that you can find on Amazon, is about breaking. It's like a breakup book. Okay, this is how you break up with poverty, right? And then
Mm.
the next book,
Love it.
Meet the Money of My Dreams, was like, here's how you embrace the new wealth mindset.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Love it, love it, love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. And yeah, guys, we'll put the links in the description so you definitely go pick up those resources there. So yeah, so I love the progression. So those are two books you written. You got a third one's gonna follow too, like
Oh,
how to
I've
stay in a
written
honeymoon mode, and how you know
I've written about 9 books.
really.
Those are my last two. And yeah, they weren't all on finance. The last two were on finance. The books that I
Mm,
write usually reflect what I'm going through at that point in my life and the lessons I've learned. So
mm,
I'm a teacher at heart. So when I learn a lesson, I'm like, okay, I got to tell everybody how I got
mm.
out, how I got out of this, how this works. And so, yeah, the last two, Meet the Money of My Dreams and Broke It with Being Broke, because of my new financial freedom that I've been experiencing the past couple of years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that might be a great segue then for the next thing I want to ask you. And so I'm curious then. So what is a belief or practice that you once held but have since changed your mind about?
Mm. I would say the biggest one is, if we're gonna stay on the topic of finance, would be that something is too expensive. I used to
Mm.
believe in that's too expensive, and I don't believe in that's too expensive anymore, because I know that there are resources and I have what I need to acquire those resources to buy anything that I want to buy. If I want it enough, I can get it. So I have eradicated that phrase from my vocabulary and from my children's vocabulary. We're not allowed to say something is too expensive anymore. If
Love it.
it's a big price tag and we want it, we say, okay, this is something I'm going to work and I'm going to go get. Or if we don't want it, we'll say, I don't think it's worth the money. But
Mm.
we're not going to say that it's too expensive, because that's lack vocabulary.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so those are banned words. And it's funny how we can believe things in the past. It's like, the saying that says, facts change, but truth doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you believe something to be true at that time, but once you
Yeah.
get time made more aware or got exposed to new information, all of
Yeah.
a sudden new belief came, and it sounds like that's what happened with you once you were made
Mm-hmm.
aware of the power of your words, the power of your language, and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
and the effect it
Mm-hmm.
was having on you, and like I said, trickling down to your family.
Absolutely. Yeah, that language matters, and that I talk about that in the book as well. That's one of the steps of breaking up with being broke, is changing the way you speak.
Hmm.
Some of us believe that our words have power, and even if it doesn't have, you don't think it has the power to like change things instantly in front of you, it does change the way you think about things, if nothing else.
Oh
And so
yeah,
when you continue to confess certain things, even just, casually, it's training your mind to believe those things, and you're sabotaging your experiences. So yeah, we
yes,
have to make a covenant with our mouth. I'm not going to say certain things. There's certain things I will say intentionally, and there's some things that I refuse to say now.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Love it, love it, love it. So, all right, now this might be a little deep, deep now. And we're gonna dive a
Come
little
on,
deep.
let's go.
You ready? You ready? All
I
right.
can see you.
Because one thing I know about myself and everything I share is like being fully transparent. And I think that's huge. As far as connecting with people, and everything. Because a lot of folks online don't like sharing a lot of things that may not look so great in
Mhm,
in certain type of light, because they like, I want to sure everybody got it together. Things always been together, everything like
mhm,
that. But that's not real life. That's not reality,
right.
right? So,
Mhm.
can you share a moment in your career that you almost gave up, and how did you overcome that? And it can be various careers maybe you had, but yeah, but any moment in your career that almost made you give up, and how did you overcome it?
Almost made me give up. Mm-mm-mm. That is I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Well, so one thing about me is I have crazy faith, right?
Mm,
So I don't I don't think I ever wanted to give up. I know there was a time where I was like, okay, I have to take a break. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like, I
mm-hmm.
know it's gonna happen, but I'm tired and I have to take a break.
Yeah.
So um that was probably when, oh my gosh. You talking about like with my business currently, like the current business, or just throughout my life and career?
whatever you think will be powerful for honesty here. Yeah, I mean, for sure, you could talk about the current business or just think back at any other
Yeah.
challenges maybe along the way. Anything like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So I can remember when I worked for government, I had this nice cushy job in government. It paid, it paid decent, great benefits. That's the main thing with government. You get a government job, you gonna have some good benefits. Y'all, your teeth gonna
Right.
be clean, your kids gonna have their shots, right?
Right.
But one
Right.
thing you're not gonna have is a bunch of money and a bunch of time. So I was
Mm,
working 60 hours a week.
mm,
And I had at that time I had a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I had mom guilt, and I was always tired, and I was just like, I was taught that this is how you make it. You work like a dog, you burn
mm,
yourself out, and then at the end of the road, you're going to get your prize. So just keep, pushing. But I was sacrificing my relationship with my kids,
right.
sacrificing my personal health. I was sacrificing my relationship with my husband, and it was hard for me to understand that this is the life that God had for me. Like, this is what it's supposed to look like. There was like this cognitive dissonance that I was experiencing. Like, I read in the scripture where there's this abundance thing, and I don't know if it
Hmm.
feels like this. And so
Hmm.
I would push it back and say, no, 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 you just got to work like a dog. Let's keep pushing, keep pushing. And, eventually I got burnt out, mentally burned out. And I went before God and I was like, Lord, what am I doing wrong? I'm a good person. I got this nonprofit. I'm trying to help these
Right.
kids. I said,
Right.
but I don't have nobody's helping me. And
Mm,
this is why it's important to have a relationship with God where you can actually hear his voice, not
mm,
not necessarily audible voice, but when he speaks to your heart. And he told me to
mm,
be
yeah.
still.
Hmm.
And if you know me, be
Yeah.
still. What you mean? I don't know how to. What do you mean be still? That's not. I don't need. That doesn't even
Right.
compute, right?
Right.
And so,
Not in the DNA.
yeah, that's not in my DNA. I come from a long line of hard workers, and
Mm,
I felt like that was my identity. And so
hmm.
it was like God was giving me a new identity.
Mm,
You don't have to be a workhorse. You don't have to
mm,
burn yourself out. I want you to be kept. So I bring that up because it was like I gave up because I gave up the old identity for a new identity. And I
yeah.
had to accept that I didn't know everything and the way I was doing it was not the way I was supposed to be doing it. And so I
Mm,
had to cast every care on him, lean not to my own understanding, and allow my father to guide me, which is very disorienting when you're a person who likes to be in control. I know exactly what I want to do. I got plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K,
uh,
L, M, N, P. I
exactly.
got all the
Exactly.
plans. God was like, I don't care
Mm,
about none of them plans. And
exactly.
so, so for years, I've been in the process of this, like being carried by God through a whirlwind and then a roller coaster, and then it's slow, and then it goes like this, but I'm holding on to his hand the whole time. So my faith is I know I'm going to get where I'm supposed to be because I'm connected to him.
Yes.
So that's been my experience. I gave up and I just said, okay, God, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Wow. I'm sitting here hearing you talk, and you sound like my twin, my sister, because yeah, same. My whole life has been wrapped up in what I do. My identity
Mm-hmm.
wrapped up in my works and business, and it's funny hearing the
Mm-hmm.
same story. And literally, while you talking, I'm hearing the voice of God saying, "See, it's not just you. It's not just you. It's not
Yeah.
just you." And I'm like, wow, the same thing. Yeah, I had to share my story another time, but it's just like, wow, it's crazy. And so
Yeah.
how we all go down these paths, and finding our identity in work and finding our identity through
Yeah.
success and everything like that. And God would just shut it down, right? Or tell us to
Will come
shut it down.
against you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Either gonna shut it down that way, or he'll find a way to make us shut it down.
Yeah, you
Right.
don't want that to happen.
No, no. Yeah, yeah, because that's definitely be a real shutdown. God got to make you shut it down. But no,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome to hear. And you mentioned identity. Now let me ask you this, because I'm definitely a huge believer in shifting identity. A lot of folks, we got different kinds of entrepreneurs, listening to this. People got online businesses, even some people with some offline businesses, and even so, like you mentioned, your background in nonprofit. I know we got some people, that in nonprofit. So, but the whole thing you mentioned, you said something powerful. You said the word identity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Now you don't have to teach a whole course right now, but if you could kind of think back on 2 or 3 steps or what it took for you to shift that identity, because I don't think people understand that everyone wants to have, right? Some Myron talks about be, do, have, right? Everyone wants to have the results and the success, and being where you are in your business, but they missing the part who they have to become first in order to have that. So what would you say if you can think about a couple of things that you had to do to have that identity shift take place and be willing to stick through the process? Because I'm sure it wasn't easy.
Yeah. So have you ever seen the movie Million Dollar Baby with Clint Eastwood and Hilary
Oh,
Swank?
yes, yes, yes. That's
I love that movie.
the
So
boxer lady, right?
yeah, the
Whooping
boxing movie.
yeah, yeah,
One
kicking
thing
tail.
I
Yeah.
remember, if you watch that movie, one thing I remember, he was narrating the process of he called it, you have to take a fighter and strip them of everything that they think they are, that they think they know, and then build them back up again. And I'll never forget him saying that, because that speaks to identity. Whoever you think you are, I'm going to strip that down, and now I'm going to build you back up with who you are. So, and when it comes to switching and moving from one identity to the next, the first thing I think you have to do is accept that the identity that you're currently claiming is not serving you. It's not getting you what you want. You're not fulfilled with that identity. So it can't be your real identity. Because if God created you with an identity, there's purpose and fulfillment in that identity. So whatever identity that you're claiming, if it's not serving you, if it doesn't get you to where you need to go, that's the wrong identity. So you have to realize this is not my actual identity. Okay.
Hey, it's Chris Harold, and really quick, I want to invite you to our Be a Better Marketer Challenge. The number one problem you face today in your business is not that you don't have enough money. It's not that you don't make enough offers. And it's not that you don't have the solutions to people's problems. The number one problem you face today is that you don't know how to market in a way that produces the results that you want. It's a fact. You can't make sales without knowing how to market. And once you be a better marketer, you can grow your following and make more offers that get you sales and clients consistently. During the Be a Better Marketer Challenge, you will discover the art and science of marketing and how to uniquely apply it to your personality and strengths, so you can easily separate yourself from the massive crowd online, all looking the same, all sounding the same, and unfortunately all getting the same mediocre results. And when you join the Be a Better Marketer Challenge as a VIP, it also comes with a 10 times better than money back guarantee. That means that if you don't believe it was worth 10 times what you paid for it, I'll give you your money back. And you're gonna keep the bonuses that we sent you when you signed up for the challenge. So go to beabettermarketerchallenge.com and get your ticket today. And you'll be so glad you did. I can't wait to see you on.
And what's really cool about the way society is going right now, everybody's claiming a different identity. A man want to be a woman, a black person want to be a white person. You can claim whatever identity you want, right?
Identity crisis for sure.
Identity crisis, right? But I think it's interesting because it teaches us something about people choosing who they want to be. Now they could choose wrong, but I am who God says I am. So if my identity is not serving me, I have to accept that. I have to trust that. And I have to believe that. After that, I have to find someone who has an identity like the one that I need to serve me. So if there's something that I need, and I see that there's someone else who has that and they're thriving in that, I need to find that person and learn, what are you doing to get that? It's really simple. And we talk about mentorship and friends and, and leaders and stuff like that, but get around people who have a similar identity to the one you believe that God is calling you to. And after that, I guess that would be step 2. Step 3 would be, after you find out what they did, do what they did. Just do what they did. Follow their lead, because it's going to get you closer to where you're supposed to be. And there's a term called going counterintuitive. So when you're switching from one identity to the next, you're gonna be disoriented. It's gonna feel like it doesn't make sense. Why would I do this? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, when you in your old identity, you had a certain way of thinking. So in this new identity, it's a different way of thinking. So it's not going to make sense to you right away until you really get acclimated into who you really are. So it's important when you have leadership and mentorship, if you're going to pay them, if you're going to call them your mentor, to actually listen to what they say and do it, even if it doesn't make sense to you, and trust the process.
Yes, powerful. Powerful, powerful. Yeah, I mean, shoot, right there, that's a whole curriculum right there, the 3-step program to identity shift. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Look,
next.
send me. Make sure I get this link, so I need to write that down.
Right,
'Cause I
right. You
did
know,
that off the
yeah,
dome.
yeah. We done gave somebody a program, a course, a challenge,
I
everything.
know, right?
You know what I'm saying? But no, that's so true. And I definitely appreciate you sharing that. And it's funny, like I was going to ask you this, another question, next question, but you kind of alluded to a movie. But I was going to ask you, like, what's a book, a movie, or maybe a piece of art, that has deeply influenced your perspective? And you kind of gave us an example already. So the $1 Million Baby movie, or how it kind of shifted your
I got
perspective
another
on
one
that.
though,
Okay, let's hear it.
because I love movies. I don't. Me and my husband, we haven't had cable for 12 years because we just watch
Wow,
movies. Yeah, I'm
really?
like cable. I don't like commercials. When Netflix
Right.
came out, so we do the Netflix, the Hulu, and all the ones because I just love movies.
Yeah.
So I've been learning a lot from movies
Mm.
over the past decade, and just seeing the connection between the script and the plot and life. And there's a
Mhm.
lesson in almost every movie.
Yeah.
This is the one that I share. I don't know if you did you see me speak at Offer Mastery Live? Did you go to
No,
Offer
no,
Live?
nuh-uh, nuh-uh, no, that's
Okay.
before I came on board.
Well, at Alpha Mastery Live, I was able to speak for about 20 minutes, and I spoke about the importance of teams. So I'm an only child, right? But
Mm.
I am so adamant about the importance of working with people and the importance of teams. So I'm always trying to push entrepreneurs, build a team, get a team, and cultivate your team, invest in your team. And I share this story because um, I learned from movies. So it was one night my husband was into watching like Marvel movies, the
Right.
Avengers and all this stuff, right? And so he was like, "Babe, you got to see this." And I'm brushing my teeth trying to go to bed like, I don't want to watch this stupid Marvel movie. Like I like romantic comedies
Ooh,
and
so it sounds like
scary
my
movies.
wife. Yeah, yeah. They
I'm like,
trying
this
to.
is so dumb. Like, how old are you? And so,
Hey,
but then
I
I
still
got to
watch them too.
no, they're good. He got me hooked now. Just listen. So I'm walking by and I see the best fight scene I have ever seen in my life.
Mm,
I don't know why I like fighting. I like UFC and boxing and stuff. And I
mm-hmm,
look and I see who I now know was Thanos, right?
mm,
Thanos and all of these superheroes, Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Hulk, everybody is trying to fight Thanos.
mm,
And they are all ganging up on him, and they only got a drop of blood.
mm,
And I was just captured by this fight scene. I'm looking and I saw how each of the Avengers had a different superpower.
mm,
And they were working together to bring down this one seemingly insurmountable obstacle.
mm,
And it taught me something about teams working together and how each individual person has a superpower, has something, a gift that they can use to help accomplish a unified goal. So I
mm,
teach when I do my team workshops, I teach a lot using that Avenger model. And so now when my
mm.
husband watches Marvel, I'm right there with him, and
Ah,
we have a good time
you,
watching
probably,
all of them.
you probably got all the gear. You got all the gear too, and all that stuff.
No, I don't have the
You ain't
gear,
going
but
that
I
far
get
with it.
caught up. I'm gonna tell you right now, I wish I invented Marvel. That man, he's making
I
so
know,
much
huh?
money.
I
Those
know.
stories, I mean, they just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome that you're able to decipher that and really see it at a deeper level than most people watch it just for entertainment purposes, but you see
Yeah.
a whole nother level, and you can be able to see the whole story and
Hmm.
and where it's going and the life lesson behind it and business lessons behind it and everything else that you can go and share. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love the superhero movies too. So tell your husband right on. You
Yeah,
give him
he
a
got
fist
me
bump
hooked
for me.
now. I had to
Hmm.
apologize. I was like, I was judging you before. I ain't gonna lie. I thought this was really
I
immature.
know.
This is really
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah. I be watching it too. The DC too. Like my wife was saying the same thing. How old are you? I said, hey, yeah, better be watching. It could be something else. Come on,
Exactly,
check it out.
exactly.
I said, is
Yeah.
that so? Yeah. So awesome. That's great. That's great. Well, let me ask you a couple more questions then.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. So I'm just gonna pick and choose. I got a list, but I'm just gonna pick and choose kind of where I feel
Okay.
the conversation's going, and everything. And if you guys are wondering, these are all questions off the cuff. You're like, we didn't prepare. So that way it makes it much better.
This is fun.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it too. Okay. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be? By younger self, I guess we need to qualify younger. Maybe teenage years before you kind of getting out to the quote unquote, as they say, real world, say 16, 17, 18.
Ooh, teenage years. That's a while back. I would tell Nat, 16-year-old Nat, that she doesn't have to try so hard. She doesn't have to try so hard. I spent a lot of time as a young adult because of my own, wounds and issues and insecurities, trying to prove myself, trying to be perfect, to earn love, to earn validation over the years. And the only thing I learned is no matter how good you are, if people want to accept you, they will. If they won't, they won't. To people who love you, if you're not talkative, they'll say, oh, she's just a little quiet. And then for people who don't love you when you're not talkative, you're boring. It's the same person, but it just depends on how those people feel about you and who they're supposed to be in your life. So I would tell her, you don't have to try so hard. There are people that God has on your path that are going to love you for you. And there are people, even if you try to hold them, they're not going to stay on their path because they're not for you. So you don't have to try so hard. Just be you.
Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah. I think so many folks need to hear that because society has conditioned us to try to win the approval of others. I know, like, again, you and I got to be twins because, I'll share some more stuff with you offline. But
hey, my granddaddy was a Rolling Stone. We might be related. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, but
Yeah.
That ran in my family line too. So
Lord, jeez.
But that's so powerful. Yeah, because we society kind of conditions us to think that way, especially with social media.
Yeah,
people post on social media looking for approval.
Yeah. I say all the time, I said Mark Zuckerberg is a genius. I don't care what they say about him. He's brilliant. He tapped into a very specific human need to be accepted and to be loved and to be cared. I'm just going through the emojis. Liked, to be loved, to be cared about, to have somebody wow about you. You know what I mean? Like these are things that we wanted as kids, and it doesn't go away when you become an adult. It just manifests in a different way. But I'm like, that was brilliant of him to create this platform, but you have to be careful that you don't, I don't know, I guess, train yourself to be, to need people too much, need their approval too much. We all care about what people think to some degree, which is healthy, but it's unhealthy if you're just addicted to approval.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. Yeah, got to be that balance, that fine line with it. So yeah. Well, awesome. Well, what I want to do now, I want to play a quick game with you. Just word association. Okay. Yeah, word association.
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, is that cool? You like that game? All right.
Yeah.
So give me a couple words, then bam, whatever comes to mind, you spill the beans. Cool?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. First one I have is fear.
Ooh, spiders.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought we would blow me real quick. Ooh, next subject.
Oh, change it quick. Okay. We want to elaborate on that. All right. The next one, connection.
Family.
Okay. Risk.
Reward.
Just the opposite. Love it. Okay. Now this is many words. This is more of a question. Okay. Sugar or salt on grits?
Salt.
Why salt? What makes you say that?
I'm more of a savory person. I'm someone, I don't really even like sweets that much.
Yeah.
I usually only eat sweets when it's, ladies' time of the month. But other than that, cake and ice and that stuff, it's not really my thing. So I love like spicy, savory, gravy, salty, buttery type foods.
Okay.
So I mean, I understand sugar and grits because I used to have, I've had cream of wheat stuff before, and I put a little sugar in my spaghetti.
Yeah.
But I like grits with butter, salt, pepper, and cheese.
Salt, pepper. Oh, you sound like my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife.
She like sugar in your grits?
I'm a sugar. Now, I started a new meal plan 2 months ago, but before, sugar. So what I do now, I put honey on it because I gotta
Okay.
have something sweet. So
Wow.
I'm
You
giving
got a
up sugar for
sweet.
honey. Is that better? That's improvement, right?
I
And
mean, it is better. It's better.
but Bible said honey's good for the soul. You know what I'm
It
saying? The
is.
honeycomb. So
Try some agave nectar if you're on your if you're
oh,
doing a meal plan. Try that too and see if you like that.
okay, yeah, because I'm not a big salt person. I've never been a big salt person, and but yeah, for some reason
So what about spicy?
I'm okay with some spicy food.
Sweet spicy?
I like Jamaican spicy now. My wife,
Oh,
she
okay.
everything spicy.
Yeah.
Mexican spicy, Jamaican, whatever.
Yeah. Me and your wife, listen,
Indian,
we
yeah,
love
yeah,
spice.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love it. Yeah. My
yeah.
husband my husband can't even take a little drop of buffalo. Like you know how you get the hot wings and it has a
Uh-huh.
celery. If
Yeah.
that celery stick has a little bit of buffalo, he bit a celery stick. Was like, oh, what is all this? I'm like, come on. But
That's a
I put
wrap for
cayenne
him.
pepper on my eggs in the morning,
Whoops,
so
that
he thought
kind.
he.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah,
See,
I eat that
no.
like it's nothing.
Woo.
I don't
Mm-mm.
know if it's a condition or what, but I
It
put the.
might be my wife got that same condition, then whatever that is. I mean, your husband wanted to say, yeah, cayenne pepper. No, that don't even get in my vocabulary. I see that. I'm running the other way. So yeah. Well, this has been fun. This has been fun. This has been cool. You've been
Yeah,
enjoying it.
yeah.
Awesome.
I like it. I like the surprise questions. It keeps you on your toes versus knowing what they are ahead of time.
Right, pre-planned, scripted. So to
Mhm.
conclude it, I do have one more question there. All right,
Okay.
then we'll conclude our episode here. And definitely, again, guys, the description by Nat and everything she's doing is in the show notes. She's a phenomenal nonprofit business, for-profit business. She's crushing it out there in the marketplace. Speaking, writing, coaching, the whole nine, team building. She got so much good stuff going on, guys. So definitely check the show notes and we give the link to as well. It's natcjones.com. But yeah, my last question is this: what's the legacy you hope to leave behind, and how are you working toward it?
The legacy that I hope to leave behind. Well, I told you before we started the interview that I am transitioning into a space of ministry.
Yes.
So when I hear that question, I think about a business legacy, and then I think about
Mm,
ministry. So I'll say what's on my heart first. I want my legacy to be um, helping people helping people understand how loved they are by God,
mm,
and that His love really is the solution to every problem in our personal lives and in the whole world, right?
mm-hmm.
Secondly, I would like to leave the legacy of desire to pursue purpose in God and understanding that you have a purpose in God, and that His love will draw you to that purpose and it will help you to fulfill that purpose, so that everybody understands that they are a star in their
Yeah.
own right.
Yeah.
Um, Financially, I want my legacy to be for my children.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a business that I can hand down to them that they enjoy and they can hand down to their children and keep handing down and handing down. And it's going to have to do with, again, helping people, building houses for those who need them,
Mm,
educating people on things that can help them develop their lives.
yeah.
So my legacy is about helping other people get where they're supposed to be.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. And that's what it's all
Yeah.
about, right? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I love it. Love that, Nat. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for popping
Thank you.
on. This has been fun. I had
Yeah.
enjoyed this. Found I got a twin out there in Florida. I didn't know.
Where are you? I'm in Florida. Where are you?
Yeah, in Dallas.
Oh, you in Dallas. Is it
Yeah.
hot there now?
Oh, is it hot?
Uh,
Yes. It's been mild the past, first couple of months. In the summer it
yeah.
was mild, but no, God said, now I'm gonna let you feel the summer. So yeah, it's been brutal. It's been
Okay.
it's been hot this month. So we're making up for
Okay.
the previous 2 months. But yeah, definitely it's been warm. So
Okay.
but
Okay.
this
Yeah,
has
it's
been
time to cool
fun.
down.
Yes, I really enjoyed this. I appreciate you popping on. And again, guys, check the notes and far as the website, like people go get more information about you, natcjones.com. Is that the best place to
Yes, I
go?
have Nat C. Jones, natcjones.com, and then I have natcompany.net
Mm.
also, and that's the my for-profit business, the facilitate workshop facilitation business with team building, community engagement, strategic planning, and then I have my nonprofit organization is called The Click, and the website is myclick myclic.org.
Awesome. There you go. And we'll make sure we put those links in the description for everyone as well. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. Thank you for popping
Same.
on that. Yes, yes, yes. Any parting words like to share with everyone?
Oh my gosh. Be you, be authentically you because you're good enough and every other role is already taken.
Ooh, love it. That's it. Nothing else needs to be said. All right,
Have a
guys.
good
Enjoy this. Remember, guys, put God first in all that you do, and you too shall succeed. Peace and God bless.